Greetings, sports entertainment enthusiasts! This is CAW Acadian champion Homeless Bob, and you are currently watching Wrestle Geeks Recaps, catching you up on AEW Dynamite, NXT, and so very much more.
Welcome, everybody. We're changing up some stuff on the channel right now. Jeff will not be with us for the next little while. Going through different things are happening, so we're going to try out some different teams for different shows. Today, it is your co-host, as always, the Geek Trevor Firth, and I am joined by none other than one of my co-hosts for Impact Wrestling, Jordan Talbot.
Crossing over.
Yup. Wait, that's Impact and AEW crossing over.
There we go. Unbelievable. The Forbidden Door.
Yeah, it's even happening on our channel.
There you go.
So right now, like, AEW has the women's Eliminator tournament going on, with half the bracket in Japan, half the bracket going on in the US. I don't know, like, how much you've been following of, like, the Japanese side, but overall, I think the tournament's been really great so far. Like, not to shout out any specific matches there, but I think it's overall been a great success. So I have one issue, but like, how do you feel about it?
I think it's definitely, I think a lot of people, if you read online, a lot of people, their biggest grievance with AEW is some people believe that the women's wrestling hasn't been getting enough attention. I personally believe AEW's women's wrestling is, slowly getting into there. And this tournament has definitely helped it out with some really good talent, especially the Japanese, the Joshi wrestlers, who are some of the best. If anybody ever watches Japanese women's wrestling, unbelievable how good they are. But I think this tournament is helping people to give them a chance.
Yeah. My only problem with it has been the pacing. Because, like, on this episode, I'll just go right into it. We're starting with the Women's Eliminator Tournament show number 2, which was on the 22nd of February. What I didn't like about this is that there's 2 matches from the American bracket, but they're both round 1 matches, because they're finishing up round 1 for the American bracket on this show.
All right.
But the 2 Japanese bracket shows are the 2 round 2 matches. Because they've already completed all 4 of the first round matches.
Very strange.
Like, the pacing's a little weird because of that. So, like, I feel like the tournament is a little harder to follow.
Yeah.
But overall, it's good.
Yeah.
But the first match on this show was a first round match between Ty Conti and Nyla Rose. Which overall, it was a great match.
Very true.
Mostly it's Nyla dominating.
This is the one where I think Ty hurt herself?
No, it's not Ty Conti that hurt herself. It's Anna Jay is hurt.
Oh, yeah, that's it, yeah. For some
but
reason,
it wasn't in this match either. I think it was during training.
Yeah.
But there's a spot with the turnbuckle in this match, with the padding. And I didn't really enjoy it for the most part, but, like, basically Ty Conti takes advantage once Aubrey goes to get rid of the padding. And at this point, like, Conti could have won.
Yeah.
But Aubrey missed it because she missed the pin because she was throwing the pad out.
Yeah.
Right? But after this, she gets hit by Nyla Rose brings her out onto the stage, hits her with a Death Valley driver, kicks her back into the ring, pins her. Somehow, Ty Conti kicks out, so Nyla just picks her up and beast bombs her.
Oh, wow.
And that's the end of that one.
Yeah.
So I like how tough they make Ty Conti look on average.
Yeah. Yep.
And Nyla Rose is the dominant beast that she should be, and
yes, without question.
Her technical ability is getting really good.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think that Nyla Rose is, she should be the Awesome Kong, what she was in TNA in the early days. She should be that beast that just runs through people and have somebody just, just somehow win, but also be able to step up with her. And as for Ty Conti, she's a really good talent, and I'm happy she's one of those people that And the thing I always get mad about with women's wrestling with some people is that there's this old expression, and I can't believe people sometimes use it, is you can't be pretty and a good wrestler. I've heard that
so
somewhere,
stupid.
which is bullshit, because this isn't 2002 where women's wrestlers, the best thing they're doing is bra and panties matches. Ty Conti is a beautiful woman, and she can wrestle. So,
absolutely.
so
No,
I
men
think
are expected to look pristine and perfect.
yeah,
Like that goes, it's a double standard thing. It's one of those things where
yeah,
like
very true.
where it's applied to women but not to men. And
Yeah,
it's a mentality like that, and it's really weird. I
yeah.
agree.
Grow up, people. Anybody who thinks like that.
Yeah. Match number 2 was this is what I mean. Match number 2 is from the Japanese bracket, and it's a round 2 match.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Yuka Sakazaki, which is the magical genie girl. We've seen
Mm-hmm.
her on Dynamite and whatnot before,
Right.
as well as her opponent, Emi Sakura. And Emi Sakura is in Tokyo Joshi Pro, their championship belt, their big belt, is called the Princess title. Because their wrestlers are called princesses.
Right.
I mean, Joshi wrestling still has the big kawaii Japanese cute mentality thing to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so even Stardom, go read the name of Stardom's titles.
Yeah.
They are weird.
Yes,
very
they are.
Japanese, in a very condescending girls have to be cute way.
Yeah.
But Emi Sakura is the queen amongst all the princesses.
Yeah.
Because she's trained most of them.
Yeah.
So she comes up with basically her version of Young Lions, a handful of them with her. During the match, Emi Sakura distracts the ref while Yuka is rolled to the outside, and they start beating on Yuka. The students start beating on Yuka, throw her back into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Emi Sakura starts brutalizing Yuka, and eventually she does start to fight back with her high flying offense though. So at some point, Yuka Sakazaki's great at walking the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
So she walked across the top rope and did this great crossbody while holding a wrist lock the entire time. Loved it. There's 2 great rope break spots from Yuka where she gets the rope break at the last second. And before she manages to push through and hit Sakura with a sliding clothesline, then she rolls her up with a crucifix. And she ends up getting the win.
Oh, wow.
After the match, though, Emi and her students start beating on Yuka, and Shida runs out to save her. So when people have been wondering, why are we not seeing Hikaru Shida on Dynamite? Where's Shida? Shida's in Japan right now.
Yeah.
She was allowed to go, Shida moved to the United States, made the conscious choice to just go, you know what? I'm staying here when the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
She made the conscious choice to stay. She had nowhere to live. She was living out of a hotel for a while that Tony Khan was paying for her.
Which is unbelievable of Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Very good for him.
But she's made the move. But now that she was allowed to travel back to Japan, give her time to go home. She hasn't been home in a year.
Yeah. I'm just looking it up. First of all, Yuka, I can't say her last name right. I'm sorry, guys.
Sakazaki.
Yeah, Sakazaki. I'm gonna try, guys. I can't guarantee.
A lot of Japanese names are spelled phonetically.
Yeah. The fact people don't really know this, but she was trained by DDT, one of the best promotions in Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that she's able to have a good match. If you're trained by there, where Kota Ibushi got his start and Kenny Omega, you're gonna rock it. And the way you described the match, good for them to. I like the whole students beating up the teacher thing. I like that.
And beating up on the teacher's opponents, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Young Lions don't do that kind of stuff in New Japan, so I really didn't expect it.
Yeah.
But no. Emi and most of the Joshi wrestlers have been trained by Emi Sakura or DDT. Like most of the women in this bracket, in this tournament. The next match is another round 2 match for the Japanese bracket. Aja Kong versus Ryo Mizunami.
Yeah, seeing this one.
Ryo looks like a mob boss. And
that's what I love about her. I love it.
Like, it's like Okada meets mob boss, her look. I love it. I love her.
I love about it. So
Flair. Cool. She the ref pats her down. She just starts beating on his back every time.
Love it.
But it was an extremely hard-hitting match between her and Aja Kong, which it's Aja Kong.
Yes.
Of course it was going to be a hard-hitting match.
If anyone does not know who Aja Kong is, you need to learn.
If you know any Kong in wrestling, they've probably been trained by Aja.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like that's a safe assumption that Aja's had something to do with them.
Yeah.
Really, all I can say about the match is that it was extremely hard-hitting and pretty brutal. The ending is when they're brawling on the outside. Ryo climbs up to the top turnbuckle, doesn't cross the ropes. She's from the apron, gets onto the turnbuckle.
Right.
And then leg drops Aja with her, like, does a leg drop to Aja, but Aja's neck is on the apron, basically. So she lands, crushing Aja's head onto the apron.
Mm.
And then she rolls in and beats the count out and wins by count out.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah, it's Aja Kong. She's huge. She's powerful.
Yep.
But not only that, this is a tournament.
Yeah.
I like people who are intelligent enough to win by count out in a tournament.
Yeah. My opinion on this match, first of all, can you say her name again? I always get it wrong. I keep calling her the mob boss in this tournament.
Mizunami.
First of all, love this girl's look, and like I said, she's got a look that's like, my God, put her on AEW TV, she'd get over. I definitely see that.
Yeah.
And anytime I get to see Aja Kong in a match, I'm excited because maybe the greatest quote of a wrestler was ever written about Aja Kong, where it was written, when God made the devil, he did it for fun. When he wanted the real thing, he made Aja Kong. And I believe that without question. Aja Kong is a legend and tough as hell. So hats off to her for putting over the mob boss.
Yeah, and that quote beats a lot of the stuff I've heard about Haku.
No, I think Aja Kong could beat up
Haku. Like, you think Aja could beat up Haku?
I will put money on that fight. AEW, make that match happen.
No, that ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna be an AEW, that's for sure. Not until Tamatonga gets his ass kicked first.
Love Tamatonga.
I agree. Next match, fourth match of this show, fourth and last match, it's a round 1 match, and this was supposed to be Anna Jay versus Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Instead, we got Maddie Rinkowski making her AEW debut.
Mm-hmm.
She has her entrance first. She gets out onto the stage. She's about to go down the steps. Britt and Rebel run out and just beat on her.
Ugh.
And like, I like something they do afterwards that I liked, but the match itself was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Britt really walked her through the entire thing, but Britt also didn't make her look like pathetic.
Yeah.
But they brawled for quite a while before the match actually got started. Overall, like, it was nothing spectacular either. Like, they had Rebel get involved and distract once or twice, and then then she got the pin. Or sorry, she made her tap out eventually with the lockjaw.
Painful.
After the match, though, all right, during commentary, they did say that Maddie was trained by Thunder Rosa. So, after the match, Britt painted on Maddie.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's a nice touch.
Yeah.
But I'm happy I picked up on that line from commentary, because if I would have missed that line, I wouldn't have. I would have been like, oh, okay, she beat up a girl and now she's calling out Thunder Rosa again, I guess.
Yeah. First of all, I see nothing but the future in Britt Baker. I think she will be the face of the women's division in maybe a year. I'm going to give it a year, or maybe even sooner than that. I think she's a top-notch heel. And as for her opponent, if you're able to, it's your first match on AEW, probably your first match ever in front of a big TV audience. You're never going to be perfect. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
But good for her for showing up. And also sending nothing but love to Anna Jay.
Yeah.
Besides Colt Cabana, you are the only, and Evil Uno, you are my favorite thing in Dark Order.
There you go.
I can't even lie. I love the whole Dark Order. God dang. Dare I?
All Dark Order is great. But so this sets up Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose, which we actually do get on this episode of Dynamite that we're reviewing.
Yep.
As well as it sets up Yuka Sakazaki versus Ryo Mizunami for the finals of the Japanese bracket. Which, yeah, that's going to be a good one, I think. The finals of the Japanese bracket are going to be really cool.
I am hoping, but I don't think it will happen. I'm hoping for Nyla Ross and the Mob Boss to just have a good old-fashioned slugfest.
Oh, Nyla Rose and the Mob Boss would be really intense for a finale.
I don't think they'll do that, though. I think Mob Boss is going to lose, and Nyla Rose will beat Britt Baker. I really see that happening. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, the Britt Baker and Nyla Rose match happens in this episode of Dynamite that we're going to review. So we know who wins it. But,
yeah.
But AEW Dark shout out. February 23rd, AEW Dark. There's 2 matches from it. I want to break 2 little things I want to mention from it. First is Ryan Nemeth versus Aaron Solo. The only reason why I found this interesting is Ryan Nemeth did get a win, which I think is his first singles win. It might be his second. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
He might have gotten another singles win on Dark. But why I found it interesting is because Pretty Peter Avalon, and Cesar Bononi came out during the match, and afterwards they were celebrating with Ryan Nemeth. They were like trying to recruit the Hollywood hunk, I guess. So that's a good spot for him with those 2 guys. Like, he'd fit in perfectly. So we'll see if that goes somewhere, though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
But Ryan Nemeth or Aaron Solo, anything about them? Do you want to mention? Even Peter Avalon.
Ryan Nemeth, don't push that guy too hard. I hope they don't.
No, he's doing everything he can to feel like his brother.
Yeah, I don't want that. Don't be your brother.
No.
I even hate the fact that he has the blonde hair. Maybe that's the natural hair, but, something about that just makes me say, come on, bro. We know who your brother is.
Yeah, he looks too much like him. Aaron Solo had some sad news recently, so.
Oh, very sorry.
Well, Aaron Solo and Bayley called off their engagement.
I'm trying to react nice to this, ladies and gentlemen. Really trying.
Oh, no. I mean, it was apparently like he came out saying it was like a mutual thing. They both came out saying like they just want different things.
Yep. And how many of us guys have said that and we are at home alone eating Haagen-Dazs?
At least he's got the Nightmare family with him. The other match.
Nope, it doesn't matter. You're going to eat so much Haagen-Dazs if Bayley breaks your heart.
The other
maybe it was the fact she had Cole written in the back of her head.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, man, how do you sleep with a woman with another man's name in her hair?
Maybe that's what it was. Speculation, guys. Speculation. Nothing real here. No concrete thing. The other match I want to bring up, though, is Aaron Solo's semi-regular tag team partner, Lee Johnson versus Serpentico. And Lee picked up his first singles win.
Good for him.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. I was like, he picked up a tag team win the other day with Cody. It was a big deal. Or the other week, I'd say. And so, like, I'm really happy that he got a singles win at least. It was on Dark, but he got a singles win.
It's a win. Win's a win.
I like Lee Johnson, man. I see some good things in this kid.
Could be
and
good.
Serpentico and Luther, like, I love it.
Yeah, really huge fan of those two.
Crazy bastards.
Don't know why, but they just have something that I just love watching.
Yeah. So, Dynamite, February 24th. Like always, starts with a match. And Mr. Ryan Nemeth, Hollywood Hunk, doesn't even get an entrance. He's already in the ring. John Moxley comes out, and this is a squash.
Yes, it is. Beautiful.
Yeah. And, I mean, Nemeth gets, like every good squash. He got in some offense, but not enough.
Yeah.
But what really matters is the promo afterwards. Moxley talks a little bit about about how he'll do anything to get the title back. Talks about the beatdown, how he's like, your ears are ringing, and all you hear is exploding barbed wire death match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wakes you up, right?
Yeah, that will wake anyone.
But he says he's into it. He's all up for it. And he goes, like, if he's gonna go out, then if he's gonna die wrestling, basically, this is gonna be one hell of a way to do it.
Yeah.
So,
for me, and I need to backtrack this. When Kenny Omega challenged him to an exploding barbed wire match, I could not believe he was actually saying. I was expecting him to literally go, how about we have an exploding barbed wire match? And it's like, oh, no. How about we have a alligator pit bull steel cage match? He's just saying things to mess with John Moxley. But the fact they're running with it, I'm very excited with because...
He just said the one thing. He didn't name multiple match types.
I really thought he was going to start naming multiple things just as a dick move, but it's pretty cool he did. But what I love about it is that, ladies and gentlemen, everybody who sees John Moxley on TV or thinks of Dean Ambrose, that's not the John Moxley I saw. I've watched this guy for years. CZW John Moxley is the guy I watched. The guy who went on barbed wire, flaming tables. He had a saw on his forehead once, like an actual buzzsaw on his forehead. I mean, if people are thinking, can he do this match? Yes, he can, because that's exactly what he does. My one thing
I think it's mostly people are doubting whether Omega can do this match or not.
Yeah. Oh, which is just sad because Kenny Omega can do anything, in my opinion.
Thank you. Yes.
But my one big thing is, and it's not a knock on this match. I'm excited to see this match. Very, very excited. But the exploding part, that is a really hard thing to pull off in these matches. When done right, done right, it looks awesome. It does. You watch any Japanese exploding death match, it looks so freaking cool. But I've seen promotions in the States and even in Canada try to do the exploding thing, and it just looked horrible. So I'm sure they're definitely going through everything, but that's my one thing. I'm just saying, for the explosion, please go right, or this is going to look schlocky as hell.
I trust them to do it right. These guys, I think this is going to be, like, I've never seen one before.
Yeah.
I've never seen an exploding barbed wire death match.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen death matches. I've seen barbed wire death matches. I've never seen the exploding part.
Yeah.
But I trust them to do it right because this is Kenny Omega and John Moxley, and I feel like they have so much respect for everything that is Japanese wrestling.
Yes.
That it's just going to be a love letter to like Misawa, and I think it's going to be a love letter to that era.
Yeah.
After this, we get a promo. Well, it's a backstage segment with Ray Phoenix and Lance Archer to kind of like justify the main event.
Yeah.
Okay. Lance Archer and Ray Phoenix have to qualify.
Which is weird.
For the Revolution ladder match. When Cody's just put in it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because he's a former champion. It's for a shot at the TNT title, right?
I get it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Cody has his own thing going on with Shaq right now, and I don't feel like Cody needs to be in that match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get It's Cody. He wants to be on the card. The Shaq thing was supposed to originally be on the pay-per-view, I believe, but now that's not happening. It's happening on tonight's episode of Dynamite instead. So I don't know about that. Scorpio Sky just being inserted into it as well. I'm like, heat him up, heat him back up.
Yeah.
For make him win to qualify. Same thing for Pentagon. Pentagon's been gone for a while. If Pentagon can't be here before the pay-per-view, then find a reason to justify to me why Pentagon is in this.
I am sadly with Pentagon. I'm happy he's in there. He's, in my opinion, he's my favorite AEW wrestler, Pentagon. So I cannot.
That's fair.
I completely agree. He should, they should qualify, or they should really wonder, is he going to be there? But you put Pentagon in anything, and I'm just like, yes, zero miedo.
Yeah. But it's like, we're going to have next week, or tonight's episode has like 10 versus Max Caster, I believe.
I think so, yeah. I know 10's involved. Yeah.
As the last contender for the ladder match, and I'm like, neither of you. Give me Phoenix and Archer. Like, hello. But anyway.
Yeah.
There's only so much I can rant about that, but match number 2 is Team Taz, Ricky Starks and Brian Cage versus the Varsity Blondes. So Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison.
Yeah.
At first, the Blondes are kicking ass, honestly.
Yeah.
But eventually, Pillman gets powerbombed into the ring pose, and it was not a good one. That was sloppy. That was almost a botch, in my opinion.
Yep.
And that's what turns it around for them. And from that point on, like, it's all Starks and Cage after that. And it's just like spear from Starks, spine buster, drill claw from Cage, and it's done. After the match,
here we go.
Yeah, we get up on the screen, Sting driving through the desert with the dragging a body bag, and it's Darby Allin in the body bag in the video. Then Sting comes out from the tunnel onto the stage with the body bag, and it's Hook.
Yep. And what did Taz say? Remember?
Oh, I don't remember exactly what
Taz said, literally, and you could hear it on commentary, he goes, "What the hell is this shit?" He literally said shit right on commentary, which is great because that is how you react. Your son's in a body bag.
Well, not just that, but he's used to Dark commentary.
Yeah.
And Dark is YouTube, so they're man, I almost listen to Dark just for commentary at this point because Excalibur and Taz are hilarious.
Oh my god, Excalibur does have the greatest line in commentary history. I hope you know it and other people know it, but it is El Generico is a big boy. The greatest thing I've ever heard. Anybody who hears that, anyone who hasn't looked it up, look it up. Greatest laugh you'll have. With this match, I'm a huge fan of Ricky Starks. Loved him in NWA. Oh, okay.
Quite done yet.
Okay.
After Hook is revealed from the, we get Darby Allin coming down from the rafters.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Zip line.
And so camera cuts to Sting, who is at this point doing the splash and hits Cage with a death drop while Darby is unhooking himself and beating on Starks with the skateboard. Literally, there's only one thing they could have done to make this better for me, and that's if Darby would have hit Starks with the skateboard as he was coming down. You know what I mean?
So cool.
At the end of the zip line. That's my only thing. I get why they didn't do it because it could have busted open Ricky Stark's face.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So first of all, love Ricky Starks. Been a huge fan of him in the NWA. Man, that guy has a megastar look. He has $1 million look, ladies and gentlemen. That guy is going to be a star. Brian Cage, we all know how great he is. I mean, he's the greatest. He's the guy who made the Impact World Title relevant. I needed to say that. I needed to say that.
As relevant as he makes the FTW title. How about that?
Varsity Blondes, I'm liking that they're doing that Brian Pillman Jr. is kind of doing that as an ode to his dad.
Well, him and Griff Garrison are also just a really good tag team.
Yeah.
Like, they just work.
Yeah, they're a very good tag team. I'm liking that they're letting them grow naturally. They're not just throwing them into the main events things or milking the whole Brian Pillman thing. Good for them.
No, they were taking straight losses on Dark for months.
Yeah, good for them. And as for Sting and Darby Allin, just watching Sting do a splash on TNT is something that just, I don't know about anybody here, but watching him do a splash on TNT, it just made me pop so much because this was what I watched when I was 5 years old, watching him do that on WCW. And of course, Darby Allin. What else can you say about that guy other than he's a fucking star, Darby Allin?
I honestly love the reverse DDT. The death drop is an amazing move. I've always been a big fan of it, so I popped for that harder than I did the splash. But it was a really good splash too.
Yeah. And just one more thing about Darby Allin, and this is what I'm going to say. Last thing about it is I love before this guy debuted, when people saw him, they just said, "What the hell is this guy?" And I remember saying to myself, just going, because I've watched Darby and evolve. I know how good he is. And I just said, this guy is going to be a big freaking deal because he has a look that makes him different. And when you're different, you are going to get noticed. And he is. He's now one of the most noticed guys.
See, that was me with Orange Cassidy because I'd already watched some Beyond.
Oh, Orange Cassidy.
Okay. Do you know what Orange Cassidy used to do with the belt? Orange Cassidy was the Beyond champion at some point.
Yeah, I watched his stuff, yeah.
Okay, so he used to walk around with the belt in a backpack?
Yes, I love that so much.
I love it. It's so perfect. We get a promo backstage where Kit, Penelope, and Miro are being interviewed. They're just really, really, really angry about everything and about like all of the damages and trauma from the wedding. But halfway through the interview, they get the little piece of paper that says, "Do you want to have a match with us at Revolution? Circle your answer. Yes, no, maybe." Best friends.
Oh my god, I love the best friends. The best thing in the world.
I'm like, and all I could think of when this little promo segment was done was well, guys, how are they gonna know what you answered? You didn't circle your answer. That's all I could think of.
I'm trying to remember because God, I loved the wedding. I loved the whole wedding thing. It was just decent. Hilarious, yeah. But
for a wrestling wedding, it was pretty good. They definitely insulted wrestling weddings very well.
Yeah, I was happy with how it went, but I loved. I can't remember the song Rusev was singing at the wedding though. That was my favorite part. He was singing. He sang a song during the wedding and the crowd got into it, but I can't remember it. But I'm loving how they're using him. I should say Miro. I shouldn't say Rusev.
Yeah.
I'm loving what they're doing. You could tell he's having fun, and that's the most important thing.
Exactly.
Like, people are getting... Like I said to all the haters out there, I see people commenting saying, oh, how they're using him, he was such a big deal in the WWE. Why did he leave? I mean, now he's just, a joke in AEW. He's having fun in AEW. I'd rather have fun.
In WWE?
Say that
really?
Again?
I'm like, was he a big deal in WWE? Because after he lost to Cena, no.
Besides Rusev Day,
I can't remember anything else.
Yeah,
and he got him. That was all him and
Aiden English.
I was trying to remember his real name because that's what he's using now that he's going back on the Indies, but I don't remember it. Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, they got that over on their own, and then WWE killed it.
Yep. But, I'm loving the whole thing with them against the best friends. Plus, anytime you got the best friends is hilarious because Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy are the best. I can't wait for Trent to come back. Come back, Trent, soon. We miss you.
Yeah. Hopefully he's going to be back soon. Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Next we get the third match of the night, which is Brandon Cutler taking on Jake Hager. And this was because of the whole brawl at the end of the week before's episode. when all of Inner Circle's beating on Young Bucks, the Good Brothers and Omega were nowhere to be seen. Cutler came out to make the save.
Yeah.
So this was unfortunately another squash, though. This was another squash. Cutler got taken out by Hager pretty efficiently, and if I'm not mistaken, it was just like a big lariat that took him out, so Hager could get the pin. But after the match, we get Proud and Powerful and Wardlow. They rush out to the ring. They start beating on Cutler. Young Bucks come out to make the save. And then we get, on the screen, we get the Chris Jericho and MJF beating on Papa Buck and slamming a bloody Papa Buck into the...
How dare you. How dare you touch that beautiful man.
Slams them into the trailer with the Bucks on them. I mean, the match is, like I said, another squash, but what do you have to say about the segment in that, man?
Okay, so first, Proud and Powerful, they'll always be LAX to me, when they were in Impact.
Yeah.
Wardlow, always love seeing him do his thing, but the Young Buck, I knew this was going to have something to do with Chris Jericho and MJF, so I was like, okay, let's see what they do. And I think the MVP of this whole segment is Papa Buck. Because,
are you serious?
Because in their when they were talking about it, they wanted to just use fake blood on Papa Buck. They just wanted to let they were just gonna splash some red on him, and that was it. But apparently he was like,
"No, played me."
Nah, if my sons could do it, I can do it too. I'm Papa Buck. And he did that. So hats off to him for going full blast on this, because he could have just been like, "Oh, I'm sore, I'm beaten up." And of course, Chris Jericho and MJF, who does not love these two, who had the greatest musical since Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that musical is definitely a guilty pleasure. I loved it.
I don't care who you are, you will love that. Unless you're Jim Cornette.
I like how people are like, AEW promised serious competition. I'm like, you have serious competition. It's on the show. You just got a lot of pomp and circumstance and like funny ridiculousness all around it.
I think in terms of serious competition, what they're trying to say was they're giving you a true alternative. They're not doing what TNA tried to do, which was bring in all these old WWE guys and push them. They're giving you new guys coming in, new women coming in, new ideas. They're trying new things.
Yeah, they're trying to have a different feel. That's all.
Yeah,
and
that's all it is.
Let's face it, today's generation, like everything has comedy in it.
Yeah.
Everything has comedy in it. Like, I'm rewatching the Marvel movies with my my oldest son. It's the first time he's ever seen any of them. And I'm like, man, like these are all superhero movies and they're like but like Iron Man's hilarious.
Oh my god, yes.
There's some great funny moments in the first Captain America movie. There are hilarious moments all over Thor.
Yeah.
Like it's comedy is
you have to have comedy in it. Yeah. I will say though, I don't like comedy too much into things. I think you do have to have segments that are serious.
Yeah, you need a balance, of course, like everything else.
But, the great thing about this whole segment was Chris Jericho and MJF are masters of being comedic assholes, yet then just being straight assholes. Like, the fact that they were in a car looking at them, it's like, yeah, we beat up your dad. What you gonna do about that? Good. What you gonna do now, bitch?
Yeah, you have MJF hanging out of the sunroof as Jericho's driving off. That was great.
I love it. So good. So good.
Next match, we get Hangman Page versus Isaiah Cassidy. Matt Hardy and TH2 are all at ringside. Eventually, Hardy uses the ring post on Hangman. So this, again, I think this is the third time in the same night. Or, no, this is the second time. There's a third time. There's a third one coming later in the night. So they did go back to that a little too often in this show for me.
Yeah.
But after that spot, We get Dark Order that comes out and they tell Aubrey like you get rid of Matt. They tell her what Matt did, and so she ejects Matt Hardy.
No, poor Big Money Matt.
Not bad though. I found that pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
It's like Dark Order, like John Silver's like yeah, all happy, like celebrating because Hardy's ejected.
Yeah.
Hangman eventually wins with the Deadeye, which I haven't seen him use that in a while, so that was cool.
Oh yeah.
After the match, Hardy comes back out during like the little bit of a brawl that there is with TH2, Isaiah, and Dark Order and all that.
Yeah.
Hardy comes back out, picks up 5, then throws 5 off the stage through a table.
Yeesh.
Yeah. I'm like, man, 5 is always taking the nasty spots for Dark Order.
You got to have that one guy every time.
Yeah. Yep. But Hangman versus Isaiah and the big money match, the big money match at Revolution. I'm really enjoying the story. What about you?
Well, first off, anytime you got Big Money Matt in there, I'm excited because Matt Hardy is I don't know how he always can reinvent himself. The guy just knows how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable how good he is at taking his shtick that may go well, but then if it dries up, he just does something different, and it's amazing how good he is at that. Adam Page is always awesome to watch. Him and Isaiah are awesome. I think both guys are super talented. I love Private Party. I've said that a million times, how much I love them. Anytime with John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order, I'm like everybody else. Adam Page, just join the Dark Order.
Yeah, we all want to see it.
Just join the Dark Order. And I'm backtracking this just because this is my first AEW, guys.
Yeah, go for it.
Anytime watching John Reynolds, nothing will ever be more beautiful than him throwing the discus lariat.
Oh, John Silver.
John Silver on throwing the discus lariat for Brody Lee. That was just beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that the Dark Order is still doing. I was scared the Dark Order was going to break up because of Brody Lee's passing. Rest in peace. But I'm happy they're still, going through. But I really see Adam Page joining at Revolution. It's like, it's just going to happen. Come on, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
I've actually met Evil Uno, and I said because this was before he joined AEW, as a joke, I said, so can anyone join the Dark Order? And he said, you'll have to wait and see. And God dang it. Evil Uno, man. You genius. You beautiful genius.
Uno started it, and I'm happy he wasn't greedy about the idea of Dark Order. Like he didn't. Yeah. He let AEW expand upon that idea in an amazing way.
And also the newspaper thing, or the papers, was the greatest laughs I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. So next segment is we get Kenny Omega in the shop, working on the barbed wire cage, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And every time he goes to, I don't know what this promo was about, because every time he goes to talk, for any reason whatsoever, we just get the sounds, and that's it. So I don't know nothing. I got nothing about this.
So what I got from the promo was, first of all, Don Callis is hilarious as always, just telling us whoa, you don't interrupt the man when he is trying to build this barbed wire exploding.
Yeah.
And Kenny Omega is just looking like I just had a good laugh of looking at him like he obviously did not know how to build anything.
Oh no.
He was literally standing there just like, what are you doing? I'm here. Like, can you not see? I'm wearing all this.
Yeah.
I'm doing something. And I love the fact that they were just being douche about it. And it's just like they were almost doing the thing of, we don't even know what this is gonna look like. Yeah. But we're going to make you all think we do.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, overall, though, it's I love everything Callis and Omega is doing. They can do no wrong right now, so.
My dream is to meet Don Callis one day.
Oh man, he wouldn't even give you 2 seconds. Like, that's the worst. That's the kind of guy he is
It'd
too.
be
He's
worth.
just like,
It'd
you're
be
who?
worth
What?
it.
Huh?
1.5 second would be worth it. 1.5 seconds.
Match number 5 is the semifinal match between Britt Baker and Nyla Rose for the women's elimination tournament. So Nyla actually kind of felt like a face in this match,
Which I don't like.
It was fine to me. It's not that she only felt like the face because she didn't bother to try and cheat because she doesn't need to. So like it's just a bad guy coming up against somebody who's worse than they are. That's kind of how I took it.
Oh,
I was only faced by circumstance on this one. But despite multiple distractions, Nyla's able to overpower out of literally everything. She breaks out of 2 actually full lockjaws.
Yeah.
And then when Britt goes for a third one, she turns it into a beast bomb. Britt Baker kicks out. So Nyla just picks her up and does it again.
Yeah.
And that second one looked really, really mean. Really nasty. Like, I don't know if it was what happened. The moment she got her up for the power bomb, it almost looked like if Nyla's heels fell out from under her because she just instantly went down. But it was such perfect form that I don't know. It was just maybe it was just that well executed.
Yeah. My only problem with this match was I was scared that because it was heel versus heel, Nyla was going to have to start acting like a face, and I really don't like her as a face. I think she's one of those beasts that needs to be a heel. I mean, but like you said, it worked out because you had the heel versus the healer heel.
The nastier heel.
Yeah. And, I'm happy they didn't even do a thing like they could not have done it with Britt Baker being a face. That's impossible.
No. And that's what I like about AEW. It doesn't matter. Face versus face, heel versus heel. It doesn't matter. Because remember when Moxley first showed up and Moxley was a heel?
Yeah.
And Moxley was going up against Omega?
Yeah.
We had Pac and Moxley as a team. 2 heels as a team.
Yeah.
And then they ended up facing each other. Why? Because one didn't care about win-loss record and one cared about nothing but winning.
Yeah.
So they're 2 completely different characters. So as 2 heels, it made sense and it still worked.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about this match. AEW's really good at toting that line.
Yeah. I know it's a random idea, but I hope Kane comes into AEW one day and goes back as Isaac Yankem just for a backstage segment. Which would be, I don't know why I thought it would be funny.
No.
Yes, come on.
Oh, God.
Dentist ever. The only second greatest dentist wrestler ever.
Oh, God. But on, really quickly, on Sunday, February 28th, there's going to be episode 3 of the women's elimination tournament, which is going to have I think it's mostly Japanese wrestling on that one.
Maybe. Could be.
And then show 4 was March 1st, Monday, and it had Nyla versus... Okay, that's what it is. Okay, right. Sunday has Rio versus Thunder Rosa. Monday has the winner of that versus Nyla Rose. So that tournament's coming to an end really soon. I cannot wait just to see how it ends up going, how the whole thing ends up.
I'm very excited.
Our last match of the night, the main event. This is the ladder match qualifier between Lance Archer and Rey Fenix. Phoenix looked practically unkillable and fearless, while Lance Archer looked like an indestructible monster.
Beautiful, beautiful pairing.
My only problem is this almost went to a timeout draw.
Yeah.
This went really close to the TV time limit, to a point where I thought, man, are they going to do a draw?
Yeah.
But nope. So much craziness
Yeah,
in this.
unbelievable.
We get Phoenix diving over Jake the Snake from the stage onto Archer, which if Archer was any further away, Phoenix would have crashed to the ground on that one. We get the third ring post spot of the night.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, they did that a little bit too much. But it was Archer going into it, the big guy, the little guy pushed the big guy into it this time.
Yeah.
And Archer just kept going after that, man. Like, they just kept going and going and going. And eventually there's Phoenix does a moonsault that he turns into a cutter.
Unbelievable.
They do a Spanish fly. Like, and at
just
the last
do everything
second,
you have to, Phoenix, to look like a star.
Phoenix literally used every single move in his repertoire, and right at the last minute, right before the time limit, Archer is able to hit the blackout and wins. We had just enough TV time left for him to pick up the semi-unconscious Ray Phoenix and force fist bump.
Yeah,
which is cool. Sign of respect. And I'm like, that's cool. I didn't think I'd be into a face version of Lance Archer, but turns out I am. He's actually not bad. Like,
yeah, I was in the same boat.
I enjoyed this match for what it was. I'm just disappointed they're not both in the ladder match. Like I said, I already explained pretty much all my gripes. Other than that, I can't complain about the quality of the match. The match was incredible. I have issues with the booking on this one.
Yeah. So for me, this match I knew it was going to be awesome. I'm not saying I'm psychic. It's just Lance Archer is just an awesome big man. Like one of those big men that flies. And I don't know how, but he's just that good. And Ray Phoenix, I mean, come on. They don't call him the New Age Rey Mysterio for nothing. He is literally Rey Mysterio 2.0. Because he is that good. And the spots they were hitting in that match, and I think the whole idea of this match was I'm happy, as sad as it is, I'm happy they didn't let Ray Phoenix win this one. And because I didn't want them to do the giant killer thing, which they do a billion times with the little guy versus the big man.
Yeah, I agree. Lance Archer needs to keep the steam he has going right now, too. While Phoenix, on the other hand, is that guy who having a little bit of an underdog feel to him never hurts. So him taking a loss every once in a while works better.
Yeah. Overall, it was a freaking awesome match. Ray Phoenix just constantly kills it whenever he's in the ring. I do agree with a lot of people, though. Really would like to have seen him in the ladder match, just because to see him in a ladder match would be awesome beyond words. But I just loved the match. Vince Russo, what you think about it?
No.
All right, bro. All right. Let me just first say, bro, we knew Ray Phoenix isn't gonna win because, bro, Ray Phoenix is Mexican. It's not racist. It's just Mexicans aren't good wrestlers, bro. All right.
Oh my god.
And Lance Archer, I don't really like him. I think he doesn't have talent, and I know talent. I mean, I almost put the belt on Tank Abbott. Yeah, that's how good I know, bro. That's how good I know talent, bro.
Oh my god. You're trying to get everybody to hate you, man.
Just two people, but at the end of the day, Ray Phoenix, man, I really wanted him to win, but it's a good thing Lance Archer won because this helps Lance Archer in the end.
Yeah, like I said, I really don't need the match coming up for the last spot for the fifth man. I'm just like, I really don't need it. I just want Phoenix instead. Yeah. And no matter what, I'm just going to be disappointed by that one.
Yeah.
So that was everything for AEW for the last week. When it comes to next week's AEW recap, we're going to start by recapping the women's show 3 and 4, as well as just ending the rest of the women's tournament. So no matter where that match happens on the card in Dynamite, we're just going to address it right at the end of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll jump into our Dark Shoutout and our Dynamite before we cover the insanity that's going to be Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Revolution might end up being its own video, guys. We'll see what we end up doing with that. Depends how long it is. It's going to be a lot of content to cover in one video.
Mm-hmm. One last thing I'll say about this show, and it's the last thing I'll put out there. The show was good. AEW always seems to have a solid up and down show. Like, the curve of it goes very well. It's not just a straight arrow show. There's a good flow to it. I agree with you 100%. You know, as much as I love 10, I just don't see any interest in the last ladder match qualifier. I'm hoping if Pentagon can't compete, Rey Fenix replaces him.
Yeah.
But all in all, really solid show. Like I said, the guys who stole the show for me were Jericho, MJF, and Papa Buck.
Yeah.
But and I say the only downside with the show was, as you said, they kind of did the post thing a little too much.
Yeah. They went to it 3 times. That's a little too much for me in one show. That's all.
Yeah.
Twice would have been enough.
But and this was last thing, swear to God. What I find really amazing about this is, and fans may agree with me on this week's AEW main event match was Lance Archer versus Rey Fenix. NXT's main event match, Punisher Martinez versus Escobar. Pretty interesting.
No, Karrion Kross.
Oh, what?
Karrion Kross.
Oh, Karrion Kross. I don't know why I said. Sorry, everybody.
Damian Priest's old name.
Yeah, Karrion Kross versus Escobar.
Yeah.
Really amazing that these two companies had two kind of the same big man versus small guy wrestlers.
Yeah. The last thing we talk about before we sign off, Paul White, the new show that they announced is going to be Dark Elevate. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be. Paul White on commentary is probably going to be great.
Could never hate Paul White. One of the nicest people.
Yeah.
I wish he was Captain Insano, though, for AEW.
I'm sure they'll do references to it.
Yeah, they better. That's the greatest.
It's AEW. It's AEW. I mean, it's what they do. But anyway,
Please.
Jordan, thank you for joining me for AEW. Like, share, subscribe, everybody. Leave a comment down below. Whatever you want to talk, whichever part of the show you want to talk about, your favorite matches, how you felt about the women's tournament. And we will see you. We have a New Japan episode going out on Friday. But other than that, we will see you for next AEW recap. Have a good one.
Or else.